everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Atem, and today we're going to be talking about something that God recently just has been, teaching me and working my heart. So I was supposed to be doing part 3 of idols, and I know I'm going to eventually do that. Guys, hold on. Okay, so this is a video that God wanted me to talk about first before going into the idol video. And this is something that he worked. He basically just helped me overcome, or I don't know, I just had, for a quick hot second, my heart was like dark. I would not say dark, but anyways, I just felt some kind of way towards some certain people in my life. So maybe that's the reason why he wanted me to talk about it, is because it could be you could be me at one point. So I'm going to talk about this video, and hopefully you don't do what I did. Okay, so when God calls you to do something, okay, it might be out of your comfort zone first, or it could be something that you've always done but you didn't think that was what God wanted you to do, and then he confirms it for you. You could either be really really happy or really really nervous. And so those two things you can cause you to go tell the whole world instantly, prematurely, go tell the world what God wants you to do before even talking to God and having him teach you what to do. So you go and you go tell friends, or you go tell family. Now they don't respond the way you're expecting them to respond. So you're super duper happy about this thing that God has placed in your heart, and you tell your friend and she's not as excited as you are. So you're just like, you start doubting your call. You start doubting what God has told you. You start doubting, like, God, are you sure I'm really the right person to do this? I don't think it's for me. And then that, because of that doubt that person unintentionally planted in your heart, it might take you a really long time to start what God wanted you to do. Or you are excited about doing this thing, okay, and so you finally do it. Like, let me give you guys my example. Let me give you guys my little story and why God wanted me to make this video. You see, when God wanted me to start YouTube, I was super excited. Actually, I lie, I was not as excited as I sound right now. I would really was not, because I was just like, I told God, like, I will stick to Instagram, and I'm gonna stick to what's up, and I also will stick to I almost say Cash App. I'm also going to stick to Snapchat. But with Snapchat and Instagram, those last for only 24 hours. And if you think about it, with Snapchat, you can make it private. You basically, the people you add are the people that can view your story. And the same thing with Instagram, you can make it private. But on YouTube, I mean, unless you do those home videos and you want to make it private, but once it's public, and anybody anywhere in any corner of the country can view it. So when God wanted him to do YouTube, I was just like, oh, no thank you. So long story short, it took me a while to actually start the channel. But so when I posted my first video, okay, I sent it out to like my family and my friends. I was really excited. I was nervous, but I was excited, like, okay, God, I finally did this thing that you wanted me to do. I was that excited. And so I was expecting, this is where my heart was just getting kind of not really good. I was expecting my entire family, basically every single person I sent this video out to be doing backflips, basically. I was expecting them to say, oh my gosh, Atem, good job, or wow, Atem, I'm so proud of you, or some positive thing. That's what I was expecting my family and my friends to do. But I didn't get that. I have a large family. At least my siblings were a lot. There's a lot of us, and so I think like maybe 2 out of like the amount of people, at least in my family, I sent it to, responded back, or like reposted or shared the video. And then some friends did the same thing too. But the thing being, because I didn't get the not approval, like the applause from like this family and friends, what I was expecting, I started doubting what God has placed in my heart. I was just like, God, are you sure you called me to do this? And because of that, I unintentionally I was not quite happy with this particular people, my friends or my family, the friends or family that I didn't get the reaction I was hoping to get from them. I was not, my heart was getting like kind of dark. It was going to a dark side. Maybe I'm not describing this correctly, but when you do something with your life, or you're doing something, you really have like a certain amount of people that you're expecting them to be very proud of you, because you were just like, bro, I did this. This is hard for me, but I'm doing it. And I don't. I'm not getting the appreciation I should be getting. But now this is what it took me a while to really understand, because you see, when God calls you to do something, He is calling you out of the population. He's calling you out into His kingdom. He's calling you to do something for His kingdom. You know, when He calls you to do something, it's not about you. It's not because I'm special or you're special. You know, He called you because there's something in you that He wants to use that thing in you to help somebody else. And then you need to understand that what God calls you to do might not be for your family. It might not be for your friends. It might not be for the community you're around. It might not even be for the people in the same city as you. You know, if it's like, for example, YouTube, it could be for people that are in the different country or different city. It could be people that are not even your age, between your age range. So when God is calling you, do not expect man to stroke your ego. Don't expect that. Just go and go do it. Because when you start expecting men to stroke your ego, and the moment they don't stroke that ego, you start to doubt yourself. You start to doubt what God has placed in your heart. You don't want to do what God has called you to do, because you're not getting what you're expecting to get. There's so many. Hold on, my Alexa is like ringing. Hold on, guys. Okay, basically, don't stroke your ego. You start to doubt what God has called you. There is so many examples in the Bible, characters that God called, and they're like, sometimes God calls you just like, God, well, you sure you want me to do this? Like, out of every single person I know, I am the least person I know that's capable of doing this. But God always equips you to do what He calls you to do, and that's why you don't need man to stroke your ego, because God got you. He is going to give you that confidence. He's going to give you the tools you need. And so, like, for example, let's see, this is in Exodus chapter 3. This is when God came to Moses, and verses 11. This is when God called Moses out. But Moses, this is verse 11. It says, "But Moses said to God, 'Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should bring the children of Israel out of Egypt?'" Okay, so Moses is just like, but God, like, are you sure? And of course, if you've read Exodus or you just know the story of Moses, he tells God the reasons why he feels like he's not equipped for it. But we also know that God sent Aaron to, like, be Moses' speaker, because he said, "I'm not a good speaker," or something like that. Like, he started. But you get the point, So God is always going to give you. He's going to always place people in your life that are going to help you. And like I said, it might not be for your family. It might not be for your friends. It might be for a certain group of people. It literally could be for like two people, or one person, or 10 people. You don't know why God is calling you to do this. So if God has called you to start something new, something uncomfortable, something that just makes you go crazy, like, I cannot do this, you need to do it. And you cannot rely on people's approval. You can't rely on you can't rely on men to stroke your ego about it. So for example, if God called you to change your major, and it's God, you just need to spend time with God and make sure He confirms it to you. And then you change your major. If it's for you to start a business, confirm that with God first. Don't go telling your family and your friends the minute God tells you to do this, because of the response you might get from a person that you admire. If the response is not what you expected, that might really make you feel like, okay, I'm not supposed to be doing this. If God is calling you to start YouTube, don't spend time and ask God, what exactly do you want me to do? Is it hair video? Is it just talking about my testimony? Is it just teaching people the Bible? Whatever it is, God is always going to equip you. He's always going to give you. He's going to send people in your life at the time you need them. If it's a business, he might send a partner. He might send somebody that can help design your page. If it's YouTube, he might send somebody that one person that is going to always encourage you every time you post a video. Because I got that person. I have certain people, like, about a handful or less even. When I send a video to them, just the encouragement I get, and 100 10% know that that's from God, so God will really give you what you need, to keep doing what He calls you to do. If it's equipment you don't have, like for example, if it's a YouTube, sis or bro, if you got a phone, start. Your phone has a camera. Don't worry so much about the HD stuff. Eventually, sometimes you might even be you can be able to afford it. But if God just wants you to just pop your phone open and just record videos wherever you are, whenever He places something in your heart, you stick to your phone. If it's point being, whatever it is God is calling you to do, please do not go seeking for every friend or every family member to do backflips, to stroke your ego, to pat you in the back and say congratulations, oh good job. Don't expect that. But if you get it, appreciate it, because it does boost your confidence up. But you just need to rely on God. You need to, I wrote something down. So certain points I wrote. I said that you need to give up the idea of men to stroke your ego and to tell you how amazing you are, because once you give that up, you start to realize that, wow, I am doing this for God. God has called me to do this. And once you get that, you understand that you keep doing it, and the only way you're able to do that is by the grace of God. Because God is calling you to expand His kingdom, not to expand yourself, not to expand your brand, not to make yourself famous. If you happen to become famous while expanding the kingdom of God, that is amazing, but don't go into what God is calling you to be famous, to make your name known. It's only the name of God that you're here to spread. But like I said, I 110% believe that God wanted me to make this video for somebody. I don't know who you are, but God is really wanting you to start something that kind of makes you nervous or something. And maybe you were so excited about that thing that God wanted you to do, and then that family member or that friend kind of, the response to it, the response to this to the news about starting this was not quite what you expected. So because of that, it hurts, like diminish your confidence, and now you don't want to do it, or you're not as excited as you was before. But yeah, so just have courage and just trust that God got you. If God has called you to it, He is going to see you through it. Like, let me give you guys a quick testimony, about this YouTube. Like, when God wanted me to do this, like I told you earlier, I went back and forward just because and then once I finally wanted to do it, I was just like, God, I don't have camera, I don't have, I don't have this, I don't have good lighting, I was saying all these things that I felt like to have a YouTube channel you needed to have. And then to get the lights, and needed to have like a nice HD camera. And at that time I had, I think, the iPhone 6 Plus, and it was just acting crazy. It had its moments, but God was just like, use your phone. And I told Him, I was just like, God, my phone is not working. I could just be recording and the phone would stop. And Lord behold, I don't even know if it was, I don't know how many months later, I got a brand new phone as a present. And I was just like, wow, God, you really want me to make this channel? Reply to text, but just the camera, I don't even know. I was just giving God excuses, but He made a way by allowing somebody to get me a brand new phone. I didn't even tell this person that I needed a phone, but that 100%, that was God looking out for me. And then I have somebody that always tells me, like, what to do, stuff like that. I know a friend, I think my first video I did it like with lights, or it was basically just lamp, and then she was just like telling me, hey, do it like facing the window. And that's what I'm doing. I'm using my phone, I'm facing the window. And I've had moments where God will wake me up from my nap. If I'm taking a nap, if I have to go to work, God will literally wake me up like, hey, it's bright outside, it's shiny, go record that one video. And I have gotten up and I will record the video, and the light was amazing, but that is all God. The point being, God, He is going to just make things happen for you. Don't be discouraged because your friend or your family are not supporting you, or they're not doing what you want them to do. It might be like, be a stay-at-home mom. I don't know if that's what I'm going to eventually do, because I feel like I've just been thinking about, a lot of families are not going to agree, especially if you have a degree in something that you could be making money, but if God is calling you to be a stay-at-home mom, do it. As long as you and your husband have spoken about it, and he has confirmed it to your husband, that's all that matters. If it's whatever. I can literally go on and on about this thing, but you get the point. Just start whatever it is. Yeah, okay? So, anyhow, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. I really truly hope that this video bless at least one person. If it's you, glory be to God, you know. But I will see you guys soon. I don't know how soon, but I love you guys. But you guys know God loves you a lot more. Bye, friends.